Brucella abortus is the name of the bacteria that causes brucellosis, or what we call contagious abortion. How is it transmitted? Brucellosis is transmitted through contaminated feed and water, or through other infected animals. Two ways your pig can get infected with brucellosis: through infected animals or through contaminated water and feed. What are the symptoms of brucellosis? High fever, diarrhea, dysentery, then posterior paralysis, then premature abortion. That is, when your pig is pregnant, it just casts its young before time. That is what premature abortion is. Then you control. How do you control brucellosis? Isolate infected animal. Then do proper sanitation. Don't allow the feed and the water of your animals to be contaminated. Then vaccinate them regularly. Now, the next disease we'll be looking at is the anthrax. Anthrax is also caused by a bacterium, and the same way of infection in brucellosis, through contaminated feed and water, then through infected animal. What are the symptoms of anthrax that you notice in your pig? High fever, depression, then there is blood oozing out from the nose, the mouth, and the anus of the pig. Then the animal loses its appetite, then sudden death. So when you see these symptoms, you quickly isolate the infected animal so that it doesn't infect others. Then make sure their feed and their water is not contaminated. Do regular and proper sanitation for your pig, then regular vaccination. Those are the ways you can control anthrax. The next disease of pig is enteritis, or what we call swine dysentery. It's also caused by bacterium, and the symptoms include high temperature, loss of appetite, frequent passage of watery and foul-smelling feces, which may be bloody too. You can see traces of blood in the watery and foul-smelling feces. Then loss of weight. The animal loses weight. Since it's dysentery, it's losing water, losing nutrients quick. So how do you control enteritis in your pig, or what we call swine dysentery? You administer sulfur drugs and antibiotics such as terramycin and eromycin. Those are sulfur drugs and antibiotics you can apply or you administer to your pigs when you discover enteritis in them. The next disease of pig is the hog cholera, or what we call swine fever. This is caused by a virus, and the symptoms include high body temperature, then diarrhea and vomiting. How do you control swine fever? Just kill infected animal and bury them. Isolate them. Kill it and bury it so that it doesn't contaminate your other pigs. Then the last disease of pig that I'll be talking about is called the transmissible gastroenteritis. Transmissible gastroenteritis. I've talked about enteritis, but now this one is transmissible gastroenteritis, and it is caused by a bacterium. The symptoms that you observe in pig that has transmissible gastroenteritis is diarrhea, then there is vomiting, then sudden death. So what do you do when you observe this? Still administer sulfonamide drugs, that's the sulfur-containing drugs, and antibiotics, such as we mentioned for the enteritis. So administer sulfur drugs and antibiotics. So that is all we'll be talking about on pigs. We are done with pigs now. Then we are moving on to talk about rabbits. Rabbits are monogastric animals, or what we call the non-ruminant animal, just as we have in our pigs and domestic fowl. They are non-ruminant animals. They are medium-sized hopping animals. They hop. They have long legs, long hairs, and short tails. Interesting. Long legs, long ears, and short tails. Then rabbits are mainly reared for their meat, which is normally referred to as white meat. The terms that we use for rabbits: first, buck. Buck is an adult male rabbit. Buck is an adult male rabbit. Then doe is an adult female rabbit. A kitten is a young or baby rabbit. Hutch is the house of a rabbit. Then kidding is the act of parturition in rabbit. That is the act of giving birth in rabbit is called kidding. Rabbit and goats have similar terms. Goat too, kitten is a young one. Kidding is the act of parturition. Then pelt. Pelt is the skin of a rabbit. The skin of a rabbit is called the pelt. Then litter are the young ones, all the young ones that a rabbit produced at the same time by one doe, that's by one female rabbit. For instance, this doe is pregnant and is down delivered these 4 or 5 kittens now, the young rabbits. Then all those 5 kittens are called litter. They are young ones that a doe produced at the same time. They are called litter. Then sucking. Sucking is the feeding of young ones on the mother's breast milk. Feeding of young ones on the mother's breast milk is called sucking. A dam is the mother of a set of young rabbits. Dam, the mother of a set of young rabbits, like the mother of a litter, is called dam. Then sir is the father of the set of rabbits. So father or mother, dam the mother, sir the father. Then the children, not children now, the kitten, they are called the litter. So dam mother, sir father, then the kitten are the litters. The general characteristics of rabbits: they have small, medium-sized body. Then they are easy to house. Rabbits are prolific animals, just as we have in pigs. They can produce many litters. The rabbits have short gestation period of about 30 to 31 days. That is the period of pregnancy, about 30 to 31 days. And the weaning period, that is when the litters or the kittens are separated from the mother, is 6 to 8 weeks. Then they have a high rate of disease resistance. They can resist diseases on a very high rate. They are susceptible to stress, though. They can easily be stressed up. Then they make good quality meat that is more delicious and more nutritious than chicken. So you can go to try rabbit meat, discover that it's more nutritious and more delicious than your chicken. Then they are easy to handle and manage. Rabbits are easy to handle or manage. Now, the breeds of rabbits, various breeds of rabbits include California white, Flemish giant, California red, chinchilla, the crosses, lope, blue beveren, New Zealand white, English sports giant, Dutch, checkered, champagne giant. So those are the breeds of rabbits. What importance does rabbit have? Their meat is very delicious and nutritious. Then their skin, can use their skin for leather, belt, shoe, and the rest. So the rabbit skin, I said they are called pelts. Then their manure, their droppings, you can use it for manure. Then you can use rabbits for research purposes. And just want to perform a research, want to test a drug or something, you can use rabbits to test for that. So they are good for research purposes. Now, the problem is militating against rabbit production in Nigeria. Why is it that we don't have rabbit production so common like we have chicken in Nigeria? First is the unpredictable breeding behaviors of rabbits. They have unpredictable breeding behaviors. Then, incidence of respiratory diseases is another problem. They can get respiratory diseases like pneumonia and snuffles, which may lead to loss on the farmer's side. So that's another problem that farmers of rabbit face. Then inadequate sanitation and proper sanitation programs is another thing. Inadequate sanitation and proper sanitation programs. Then there is high nest birth mortality of litters. You can have high rates of mortality in litters. So that's another problem. When you say they are prolific, you get from 2 does, you have like 20 litters, and at the end of the day, 18 is dead. That's a great loss. Then it is labor intensive. It requires high labor. Then lack of capital is another reason why people don't go into rabbit production in Nigeria. Now let's look at housing of rabbits. What is their houses about? And I said the houses of rabbits are called hutches. Rabbits are usually kept in hutches. Then the hutches are arranged in single, double, or triple tiers. That is, you put them single, it can be single, you can make it double, like a story building, or triple tiers, like 2-story building. Then wooden or metal hutches with wire netting surroundings are widely used. So you can use wooden or metal hutches with wire nettings. Then the hutches are placed under a building, usually referred to as rabbitry. So you place the hutches under the rabbitry. Then the rabbitry must be well ventilated. The floor of the rabbitry should be made with concrete for easy cleaning. If it's muddy, it will be dirty, but when it is concrete, you can clean it.